Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sasquatch Theory. On today's episode, we have Jemorio from Central Georgia who wanted to share his possible Bigfoot encounter that he had years ago, and he is very adamant about what he's seen, and he believes that it was a Sasquatch creature because later on he found a foot track in the same area. Georgia has been known to have a lot of Bigfoot activity throughout the years, and I believe these creatures are roaming all of North America, and they are found in many areas of the world. If you believe you have had a Bigfoot encounter and would like to share it here on Sasquatch Theory, please get in touch with me at sasquatchtheory@outlook.com. All right, guys, let's dive into our next Bigfoot interview here on Sasquatch Theory. All right, Jemorio, welcome to Sasquatch Theory. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Miguel. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for asking. If you would, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and your Bigfoot encounters and experiences from the very beginning, please.
Already, man. I'm 37 years old, man. I'm from the state of Georgia, down in Middle Georgia. Middle Georgia. I'm ex-military. I joined the military straight out of high school. Went to the infantry and went to Baghdad for 16 months with 10th Mountain Division, 14th Infantry Regiment. Um, I'm a disabled combat veteran. I'm a outdoorsman, like to fish and hunt. Been doing it since I was young, and I'm just an outdoorsman, ex-infantry guy.
Good deal. And what area of Georgia did this encounter happen in?
In Middle Georgia, it's close to Macon, Georgia, and Jones County, Georgia, and Milledgeville, Baldwin County, Georgia. So they call it the heart of Georgia because it's right in the middle. It's the 478 area code.
Okay. And what were you doing that day whenever this took place?
Man, actually, man, I wasn't hunting, I was just doing scouting, but I had my cousin with me. I was probably about 16. My cousin was probably like 14, 15. And I used to sneak weapons out the house. I have the 12 gauge. I bring my cousin the 22 or the 410 or something like that. And we used to go just go do a lot of scouting on the out season for deer hunting and stuff like that. Let's go see what's out there, and because my cousin them they ain't outdoorsmen. So I stay in the woods. I stay on ponds and creeks. So I was out there just doing some scouting. And where I live at now, we live off a Fall Line Freeway. The Fall Line Freeway is something they just built, a fault line that goes all the way to Florida, all the way up to goes up north like 1,000 miles. So it's 1,000-mile road, it's the Fall Line. But before it was built, it was all woods and railroad tracks all around that well from. It's like a real rural area, real lot of woods and stuff. And we walking through the woods on a Saturday morning, probably about 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, right before the noon time. And my cousin seen him. He seen him first, but he don't believe in him to this day. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. And what exactly did your cousin see?
Oh man, he pointed out, he was like, "There go a hobo." He thought it was a hobo because we was next to a train track, but there was no trains around or none of that. But he was like, "There go a hobo." And I saw something go past, but he saw it better than me. He was like, "There go a hobo," and I was like, "What color he had on?" Like he was like, he had on red, like the color of the red tip. You ever heard of red tip trees?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like that type of color, like reddish urge looking. And he just went across the opening and disappeared. So we looked for him. We thought it was a hobo at first. I'm thinking it's a hobo. It took 12 years to me to figure out it was Bigfoot. It was. But yeah, so we looking for him, and we got weapons or whatever, and we looking for him, could never find him, no trace and none of that. And we completely forgot about it. Just forgot about it. Carried on. went across the railroad, went through the creeks, and came back later on, not even thinking about it, you know? So so we forgot all about that. I joined the military. I graduated in 2005. May the 21st, 2005, graduated, joined the military, go to war and all of that stuff. And come home, I got out of the military in 2009. But I lived up in upstate New York, and Canada. So I come back home like 2016. I say it's like 2016. And me and two other guys, one of my cousins, like we go out fishing to these ponds. We got a lot of kaolin miles right here. They dig kaolin where I'm from.
Yeah.
And so we walking through the woods. Ain't nobody got no phone because we left all the phones in the car because we didn't want to lose it out there in the woods and stuff like that. So we go out there, we fishing, we don't catch anything. So we decide to go up the hill to see what's over the hill. All this area is new to me, to them, So we go up the hill, and walk, 1,000 meters probably, we walk a good little ways. And in the woods, they had like a runoff. You know how they cut down trees? They do like a plot, but they'll do like a runoff, like 100 feet of like sand or dirt or something. So we go and check that out. And as we turn around to get ready to leave out the woods, and there was a footprint right there. I say probably like, 11-inch, 12-inch footprint. And it was a, like regular footprint. It was the right footprint. It was the right footprint we seen. And I showed it to him or whatever. Didn't have no cameras, couldn't take no pictures. And that's when it clicked to me that back in like 2003, that was Bigfoot we seen,
Yeah. And how many footprints did you find?
Well, in total, I found two. But that day, we only found one. And, it was just like a regular footprint, like a human footprint, like a size 12, barefooted. And so I was like, yo, everything just clicked in like, yo, that was Bigfoot I seen a long time ago. I ain't thought about it since 2003, 2000, I was like, yo, that had to be Bigfoot. So about 2 years later, because I do metal detecting, and I go look for arrowheads, because where I'm from, all of that, I live in Sherman came down in the Revolutionary War. They stayed down in my little town or whatever. So it's a lot of historic Confederate War stuff, a lot of Indians down here or whatever. But so we go to the edge of a creek. I had been looking on the maps, looking up for good spots to, on the edge curves of the creeks to look for like Indian mounds and stuff like that. So we out there, we found the spot that I had gridded out, and we go to it. But as we in the woods, a dog, and it was probably like, it wasn't even a big dog, it was like a year-old puppy or whatever. So he comes out the wood out of nowhere and starts following us, right? And I got my cousin with me, and I'm like, nah, man, don't shoot the dog or whatever. We don't want to hurt the dog because they got more sense. They can sense more stuff than we can. Not thinking about Bigfoot or nothing. We out there arrowhead hunting. And all of a sudden, the dog just started jumping around, in a spot, in a little mudded area. And so I tell my cousin, I'm like, yo, go over there and see what the dog is, make sure it ain't no snake or nothing. And so he go over there and check it out. And that's when we saw the second. And this guy was with me when we saw the first footprint, like 2 years before that, like 2016. So he go over there and check it out, and the dog would jump around the footprint. Bigfoot, humongous, you know what I mean? With all the toes, just like the whole thing, like the whole footprint. And he don't believe in Bigfoot. He don't believe in Sasquatch, none of that. So he called me over, he was like, yo, check this out, man. You ain't gonna believe this. So I go over there, I have a machete with me and all that. I go over there and see it, man. I see this humongous, massive Bigfoot. And this was the left footprint. The first one I seen was a right footprint, and it was smaller, And the second one I seen was like super massive, like wide. I had my machete, I put it beside it and took a picture. And I put it on the Bigfoot Research Foundation back then, but I can't even find it on the internet on Facebook right now. But And so we found that and told people, but he was like, oh, I can't really, I really don't know. I really don't know. But as we was out there, he's like, yeah, man, they believed it was a Bigfoot footprint, So I'm just going back to when I was younger, to when my cousin said he seen a hobo, and come to think of it is Bigfoot, because we found the print. So that's all I could. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's my encounter.
Did you happen to see
I
the hobo?
Yeah, I definitely seen it. I definitely seen it.
What did it look like?
Um, it looked at, I say, I'm about 5'10", 5'11". So this thing's probably it was hunched over just a little bit, The shoulders and head was just hunched over just a little bit, like somebody trying to run past the opening. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just was like red. It had like that red color of the woods in Georgia time. Um, it had that red color, man, and it was humped over, and it just basically cleared the opening and disappeared. Don't know where it went. I heard the rumbling through the woods, couldn't see nothing. It was just crazy. But yeah, I definitely seen it. I didn't see the face features, but I saw the body. You know.
Yeah. And do you think you guys snuck up on the creature?
Ah man, I definitely do. I definitely think we snuck up on it, and because like where I took it, man, it's a big bottom. It's like a big drop off. It's a big bottom, and across the railroad track is a creek. It's a lot of water, and like I said before, they did the highway, the Fall Line Freeway. It's just all weird. You know what I mean? It's all woods and water and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely think we snuck up on him and he just got out of sight. But I also think that I believe that they know me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And why do you think that?
Because like I say, I'm an outdoorsman. I do a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing, even coming up by myself. I used to go in the woods by myself as a young boy, and and just sit down and just scout stuff, just scout deer and stuff like that. And for me being out there young, I just think they seen me before. I just think they seen me before. So now when I go in the woods and I see these tree structures and I see these feet, I see these footprints and stuff like that, it's like, the woods don't sleep. And why am I always running past things like this and nobody else?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like they got familiar
Eh,
with you
Yeah,
whenever you'd be out there hunting, and I
yeah,
guess
but
they'd
like
be observing you and get so close, but this time they got too close.
but like I say, they know that, I like I said, I never shot back there in the woods. I shot like two times in my whole life back there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always walk with a weapon, but I never like use my weapon back there just to be shooting. But I think they familiar with me, man. I really do.
So, have you returned to the area to see if you can encounter anything else or find any evidence?
I haven't been to NAP, haven't been to neither three of the areas. Haven't been. I've been planning to go, but I just ain't made it out there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, like especially like around this time now where the bushes and all this stuff are thick. Yeah, I'm definitely sure that, I'm definitely sure I can go out there to those certain spots I've been to and probably find a footprint or, I'm almost certain about that. And I know multiple other people that have heard, has smelt, has seen all of this in my same county that I'm in.
Yeah, Georgia has a lot of Bigfoot encounters. Have you had anything else happen in your life, even whenever you went to Afghanistan? Anything unusual as far as like paranormal, cryptid, or UFOs?
Uh,
Anything like that?
well, nah, I haven't seen like no UFOs or nothing like that. But a couple of my war buddies said they seen UFOs and stuff like that. But I've never seen no UFO. I know alien or but as far as like Bigfoot and the little people, you ever heard of the little people?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I don't seen those before too. But I haven't seen those people. I haven't seen them like I seen Bigfoot or like I encountered Bigfoot. You know what I mean?
Can you tell me a little bit about your little people experience or
Yeah,
encounter?
yeah, my little people encounter, man. It was just like a little person just ran. I was on a dirt road. It was a dead end dirt road with woods on it. And at the end of the dirt road, as I was turning around, making a U-turn, I seen this little person just run past. I'm talking about shit, 2 feet tall, man. If that, a foot tall, like little as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of little people encounters from people like in Michigan and Minnesota, and apparently it's a thing. Did this take place in Georgia?
Yes, sir. It did take place in Georgia, and that was close to Baldwin County. All our cities are connected so close. What I'm saying, it's like all rural area, dirt roads and stuff. So it was close to Baldwin County, but it was still in Wilkinson County.
Yeah. And what do you think they are?
Man, me Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot is like somebody who's been around for a long time, like a real person. I think it's a real person, man. That's what I think. I've been told story about the man in the woods, not specifically Bigfoot or Sasquatch, but I've been told about the man in the woods, and I was young and didn't have no clue about it. Like I say, it just skipped my mind until I saw this footprint a couple years ago, man. I was like, everything started coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever take any photographs of the footprints?
I did. I took one. Like I said, it was a while back, and I put it on Bigfoot. I put it on Bigfoot research on Facebook, man. But I forgot which one it is. I posted it. I had comments on it, and people hit me up, bro. But I didn't tell them where I got it from because I didn't want people to come and invade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But yeah, I
completely
definitely
understand.
took. I took one picture with my machete
Mhm.
beside it, to show comparison, man. And this thing was humongous, man. Like when I say humongous, man, it's like uh shit, 6, 7 inches wide, man, probably like 15 feet. I mean 15 inches long, like big, bro.
Yeah.
Like huge.
Yeah, hence the name Bigfoot, huh?
Yeah, man. But the first footprint I seen, it was like my footprint, like my size shoe, 11 and a half, 12 type.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty big. And where did you serve at in Afghanistan, if you don't mind me asking?
I served in Iraq, in Baghdad, Sadr Lucifil, Baghdad, the Triangle of Death.
Mhm. And
Yeah, man.
what was your MOA there?
My MOS, I was
Yeah, MOS.
infantryman. I was an infantryman,
Okay.
light infantry.
Yeah, and you said that you're a disabled combat veteran. Did you
Yes,
get
sir.
did you
Yes,
get
sir.
injured there?
Yes, sir. I got hit by IED. Saying got blew up. Bronze stars and all that good stuff. So, completed my contract, got out, 100% disabled. I got out when I was 21. I'm 36, 37 now. Just turned 37 in April. So,
Well, I appreciate your service and everything
ain't
you
no
did over
problem.
there.
Yeah, ain't no thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
man, it's definitely, man, a true story, man. I'm telling you, man. I told a lot of people about it. I have people call me crazy, you know, like all kinds of stuff.
yeah, don't listen to them. You know what you guys saw and they're definitely out
Yeah,
there in Georgia. There's a lot of people with encounters out there and it's just a great area for these things to
yeah,
live in. And you mentioned it was kind of like a red auburn color and that
yes,
it kind
sir.
of matched the terrain. Was it pine trees that you were in?
Uh, yeah, I got a lot. We got a lot of pine trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shit.
And I
Yep.
wonder if the Bigfoot are connected with the little people, like if that's like their little cousin or something. I don't know how to explain it. Like another type
Dude,
of people.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, but I know. I don't know about. I don't know about that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think you'll have another encounter in the future?
Man, hey, I always think about going out there in those woods and stuff, and I ask people who've been in the swamps and heard this thing like, like the history.
Hmm.
Okay, so we're from Wilkinson County. We got a book. It's called The History of Wilkinson County. We got this place called Danville, Allentown, where the Indians and all that used to. But it's noted back in the 1500s, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got books I read that is noted, but I didn't know none of this until I started doing my research. Until I started doing my research on it
Did you ever find
and
any
reading these
arrowheads out
books.
there where you guys had an encounter
Oh
in?
yeah. Oh no, not where I found, not where we had the encounter at, because once we saw that track, everything was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was once we saw that track, it was no more arrowhead hunting, no more looking at the compass, none of that, you know?
Yeah. And did you find the arrowheads prior to the Bigfoot encounter?
I mean, arrowheads all around here because, I live off the creek, so we part of like the Creek Indians.
Hmm.
So it's arrowheads everywhere. It's arrowheads everywhere. We still got dirt roads. They dig clayoline holes, hundreds of, they dynamite holes to get the clay out of it, and they fill it up with water. You know, so it's a lot of untouched. It's a lot of untouched land out here. But I found arrow. You can find arrowheads anywhere down here.
Yeah, it's the same way here. And you mentioned that you would go out looking for Indian burial mounds. Did you ever find any?
Uh, well, the one that I did the grid on, I used my laptop and I looked up these different maps where you can move the scale back to the 1500s, and they show you how the terrain changed. They show you old roads and stuff like that. I forgot the name of the specific map, you know. But what you say? Did I find? Yeah, I found the Indian mound, but we never got the time to search around it because the dogs started jumping around the footprint. And that was basically it for us. I was like, damn, we took the pictures, and I was ready to show the pictures to people and share my encounter.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So you've mentioned this encounter to other people and the tracks that you've
Oh
found, and
man,
they just make fun of you. Is that correct?
yeah, man. I went to the military telling these people that stuff, man. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, that is
like you
interesting.
know,
And it's a shame that people will make fun of you for it. I mean, you even hear the story about the Kandahar giant found in Afghanistan where the soldiers
yeah.
shot it in a
I
cave.
heard about that.
Yeah. Were there rumors about that whenever you were in the military?
I got out of 2009, so I think it happened after.
Hmm. Okay.
So, but I heard about it, but you know, that was Afghanistan. I was in Iraq.
Yeah. I think a good place for you to go to would be the Bigfoot Museum in Georgia. Have you ever went there?
No, sir, I haven't. Been very interested because I just really found that out. That is close by too.
Yeah, I think you'd find a lot of like-minded people there, and it'd be good to meet up with certain individuals that have seen these creatures too, and I think you'll be able to make some good friends there possibly. Or just have a good
But
time.
like I say, like where I'm from, man, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of folks, man, that like I ask them, like, yo, you ever heard anything in the woods, or you ever smelled anything like Bigfoot? And the motherfuckers like they look at me crazy, like, and they'll actually tell me though. After I start telling them my encounters, they'll be like, yeah, bro, like they'll actually tell me, man. And that's why I was telling you when I wrote you, like, man, I know a handful of people, man, that won't be afraid to tell you their story. You know what I mean?
No, really. So you know more people around the area that have had encounters, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, with no doubt. Would never say nothing to nobody until I brought it up.
Yeah. What do these people call
And
Bigfoot? Do they call it like the hairy man, or is there a
nah,
name
we
in
call it
Georgia?
we call it nah, Bigfoot. That's what we call him, Bigfoot. Sasquatch, Bigfoot, the Yeti. But mostly, we use all the names, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the man in the woods, but for the most part, Sasquatch or Bigfoot, If motherfuckers say Bigfoot, they know it,
Yeah. And do you think these creatures are dangerous?
I don't think they are. I don't think they are. Cause I had some weird feeling in the woods, like people following me, or I've heard shit. I mean, heard things, but I just respond back. I whistle. I clap. I leave apples and stuff like that to let them know I'm your friend. I put because like I said, I think they notice me. That's why I've been seeing these encounters because I think they see me coming through the wood. You know what I mean? Coming through the woods, and they just scouting me. Because like I said, I did a lot of scouting, so they scouting me, and they know I'm not like just go shoot at them or nothing like that. So they making themselves known, and I try to speak back to them. You know.
Yeah, that is interesting. Have you ever received a response back from these creatures?
Um, yell. I received a yell back one time. I heard a yell like, oh, like a loud yell like that. So I did it. I yelled back, oh, and I heard it again, oh. And then when I tried to do it again, my whole throat just got dry. You know what I mean? Like I feel you ever been damn near dehydrated and your
Yeah.
throat like real scratchy and itchy? But yeah, I have. That's about the only thing I heard, man. That was like two vocals, like some yells, some screams, and I yelled back. And this was almost dusk dark, you know.
hmm I've heard the same thing actually not too long ago in South Carolina. I was looking through a structure area where they broke a bunch of trees, made X's and
Uh huh.
arches, and I heard that same yell, just like a whoa. It sounded like a
Yeah.
man with a grizzly bear or mixed with a grizzly bear. It was kind of crazy.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. I seen structures, X's, and all this stuff, man, in the middle of the woods. And I came back a year later, and the whole woods just cleared out, though.
Like by
So I
logging
think
or
yes, by logging, but I think they put up those X's and that stuff, you know, to let they kind know, like, more traffic than normal coming through here, or this about to go on. I really think when you see those X's, it ain't it's for them to beware of us. You know what I mean?
yeah, kind of like
That's
a
what I feel
warning
like.
or
Yeah, it's
for
like a
either
warning
them
for
or
them.
us. Yeah.
It's a warning for them, but it's also a sign for us to know that, like, something out here. Like we out here.
Do you think the structures are language or just signs?
Uh, I definitely think they languages. I say languages because the signs. I think they're gonna be languages like the X's and stuff like that. But I think like the arches when the stuff be curved over and stuff like that. I think those are signs, just like the how the Indians used to elbow the trees and show you where the water is and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. They're signs, language, directional markers,
Yeah,
and warnings.
yeah, yep,
Okay.
yep.
Do you have any questions for me? Anything you'd like to ask me?
No, I don't, man. I really don't. I ain't got no question to ask, man. I just glad what I'm saying, read my message and hit me up, man, because I really do believe, man, and I know what I seen. I know. I asked my cousin. He still don't believe it. When he said the hobo, he still don't believe that it was Bigfoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What
He
does
was
he
like,
think it
man, he was
was?
like,
Just a
he
hobo?
don't know. Yeah, he's like, man, I don't know, bro. But when we look for it, we couldn't find it though. You feel me?
Yeah.
And both of us got guns.
What did it sound like when it took off?
Now it just was scruffing through the woods and it stopped. It went past the clearing when he seen it. Then we heard like going through the woods and it just automatically stopped. So I'm like, shit, if it's a hobo, we finna find him, you know. And we got guns. I'm looking through the woods and stuff, man. And then all of a sudden something just tell me like, fuck it, man, let's go, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you
Like we
guys
ain't
got a
worried about it,
feeling to
man.
get out.
Yeah, bro. And we just left
What did
and
it
didn't
feel
think
like?
no more about it.
Just like
It
a
just felt like a mystery, like uh it felt
like you weren't
like if
supposed to
you
be
know
there.
like nah, not like I wasn't supposed to be there, but it was like, say for instance, if you see somebody, somebody hiding behind that trash can, right? Or behind those bushes, but you can't see them, but your body tell you, well, I don't know if they got a gun, I don't know if they go jump, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you had like a sixth sense about the area.
Yeah, Yeah, so it was like, man, like don't worry about it, man. Let's just go. Cause we had just got in the woods.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I've gotten the same feeling before. Do you think you'll go out there again and feed these creatures, like give them apples and possibly try to see the
Oh
same
yeah.
one again?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, cause if I see the, yeah, I actually think it's more than that, man. Cause the first one I seen a long time ago, like I said, it could have been a juvenile, just like the footprint I seen when we was fishing looked like a juvenile. But when I went up to the end, when I saw the little pyramid on the map, that footprint that was like a monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they come in all different sizes.
Uh,
Okay. Well, Jemorio, I really appreciate your time and the fact that you got in contact with me and were willing to share your encounters and experiences despite the ridicule.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Same thing here, Miguel. I appreciate you reaching out to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you ever encounter anything else again, feel free to reach out to me.
All right, and I'll make sure I be trying to get me some pictures and stuff too.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, and I'll look for them.
Yeah, just like going in the woods, man. You lose your phone out there, man. You probably ain't gonna find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Miguel, I appreciate you hitting me up, stuff like that. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, it's true, man. I'm not capping. I'm not doing this for no clout or none of that, bro. You know what I mean? This is real, man.
yeah.
I'm telling you.
I believe you 110%, and all kinds of people experience the same thing that you and your cousin saw, and they will continue to see these things.
Hmm.
All right, man. Well, you have an excellent evening, and I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
All right, Miguel. Thank you so much. You have a good evening too.
All right. Take care and
All right.
be safe, brother.
All right. Peace.
Yep. See ya. All right, Jemorio, thank you very much for getting in contact with me and sharing your Bigfoot encounters and experiences openly here on Sasquatch Theory. I definitely believe that you experienced something that day out in the woods, and I wonder what it could have been. There are a lot of Bigfoot reports from Georgia, and I really do believe that you experienced something that you can't explain. I think Georgia would be an awesome place to look for Bigfoot, and I would like to go there again one day and set up a camp and look for these creatures. I know there's a lot of research groups that are out there looking for these things, and I hope that somebody comes up with some real evidence at some point in the future, and hopefully we can add on to the pile of evidence that has already been provided by the people. If you believe you have had a Bigfoot encounter and would like to share it here on the channel, please get in touch with me at sasquatchtheory@outlook.com. I really appreciate everyone for listening today and for all the support you guys have shown. And until the next one, be safe out there in the forest, everyone. God bless.